Hello guys, welcome to SuperDataGeeks, and in this video we'll see the overview of AWS, Amazon Web Services. So what is AWS? AWS is a cloud provider like Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, OpenStack. There are many other cloud providers in the market, but AWS is the most popular one. Most of the companies are using AWS. So we are going to see. They provide servers and services that you can scale easily. You don't need to set up your own physical machine. You'll get the virtual machine on AWS where you can scale in, scale out, whatever you like to do with the machines. They provide you on-demand compute, storage, database services, etc. So this eliminates the need to invest in your hardware upfront. So like if you want to set up a machine which require 10 GB of RAM for the short duration, so what you can do, you can go to AWS and get the machine there. You don't need to invest upfront. Now we will look at the AWS regions. You can see these are the AWS regions, and the numbers you are seeing like 4, 2, 3. So these are the availability zones. Availability zones are actually the physical data centers where actually the machines are installed. So these are the most popular services in AWS: Amazon EC2, ECR, ECS, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda. So we will take a look first AWS service, which is EC2. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, and it provides scalable computing capacity in the cloud. This helps you to scale up or down your machine according to the requirements. This means that if you want to increase the RAM of your machine, processing power, storage, whatever you want, if you want to increase this according to the requirements, you can increase that. If you want to downsize your machine, you can also do that. And in EC2, you can use the pre-configured templates, which are known as the AMIs. AMIs are nothing but they are the operating system that you want to configure on your machines. There are some AMIs such as Windows operating system, Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, many more. And it includes the virtual drives, which are EBS, to store the instance data. Instance data means the machine data, the whatever work you do on your machine, that will be stored inside the EBS. And if you want to distribute the load, you can use the elastic load balancers. We will look at the elastic load balancers in the further slides. So now the next AWS service is EBS. It stands for Elastic Block Storage, and it is the network drive that is used to storage the instance data, EC2 data, where you will gonna store. You will use Amazon EBS to store the instance data. When you will create the EC2 instance, then EBS will automatically be created, and it will ask you to how much capacity, how much the storage capacity, the size you will give when you are going to create EC2 instance. So it can be detached from the EC2 instance, attached to the another one quickly. EBS volumes can be backed up using snapshots. Like if you terminate your EC2 instance, then EBS volume will go. So it will also get deleted when you terminate the EC2 instance. But if you want the data, then you can snapshot that EC2 data using this snapshot features. EBS volumes can be attached to the one instance at a time. So one EBS volumes can be attached to only the one instance. So the next service is Amazon S3. It is advertised as the infinitely scaling storage. Amazon S3 allows people to store objects in buckets. So objects are basically your files that you want to store, and buckets are the directories in which you will store your files, whatever file you want to store. The buckets must have the globally unique name. So object values are the content of the body. So maximum size of the file is 5 TB. But if you are uploading more than 5 GB, then you must use this word multi-part upload when you are uploading your files of size greater than 5 GB. And if you want to request data from the S3 bucket, of the different account, then you need to enable CORS, which is cross origin resource sharing. You need to enable this feature. Next service is Elastic Load Balancer, which is important service in AWS. So load balancers are the servers that forward the internet traffic to the multiple servers based on some logical rules. So this enforces stickiness with the cookies. This do regular health checkups to your instances. It checks whether the instances at the backend are healthy or not. There are two types of load balancers: application load balancer network load balancer. We will see this in detail in other videos. So this is the basic of elastic load balancer. The route 53. Route 53 is the managed DNS, domain name system, and DNS is the collection of rules and records which helps client understand how to reach a server through the URLs. So in AWS, the most common records are URL to IPv4, 4As, URL to IPv6, CNAME, URL to URL, and alias, URL to AWS resource. The next service is Amazon RDS. RDS stands for Relational Database Service, and it is a managed DB service for database, and it uses SQL as a query language. So it is basically a SQL database service, and you don't need to set up your own database on X2 instance, and it is just easy way to create your own database here because AWS provided as a service. Just click on this and set up your database in few clicks, and it allows you create database in the cloud which are managed by the AWS. So the different database provided in the cloud are Postgre, Oracle, MySQL, MariaDB, Microsoft SQL Server, and Aurora. So Aurora is a AWS proprietary database, and the performance of this database is more than that of the other. So security groups. Now security groups are acting as a firewall on the EC2 instances. So they take care of the traffic coming to your EC2 instances and traffic going out of your EC2 instances. So it controls the inbound network and the outbound network. Inbound means from other side to the instance, the traffic coming from outside to the instance, and outbound means traffic from the EC2 instance to the outside world. All inbound traffic is blocked by default, and all outbound traffic is authorized by default. So this is the security group. They are basically the firewall to the EC2 instances. Another is Amazon DynamoDB. It is fully managed and highly available. It is serverless. You don't need to set your servers. It is a NoSQL database, and it is not relational. DynamoDB is made up of tables. Each table has a primary key and which must be decided at the creation time. Each table can have an infinite number of rows, number of items. Each item has an attribute. Maximum size of item is 400 KB. So the next service is CloudFormation. So there are so many services. It is a declarative way of outlining your AWS infrastructure and resources. For example, you want 3 EC2 instances and 3 elastic IPs for these EC2 instances and S3 bucket and the load balancer in the front of these machines. So you want this setup. In CloudFormation, you just write the code and AWS CloudFormation will set all these things for you, and it will create the things in the right order with the exact configuration. Using this, no resources are created manually, which definitely saves the time. If you like the video, hit the like button, share, comment down below, and do subscribe to SuperDataGeeks, and also check the description below.